YouTubers? It's your old pal Spider-Man back for another spooky shave. Yesterday we did a video from the Vale Mansion in Independence, Missouri, and tonight we are at the Beatty Mansion in St. Joseph, Missouri. We led a bunch of people through this place and saw some crazy stuff. But I'm gonna set up something real quick. I've got one of these cat balls. This is an LED ball and it reacts to motion. So you have to physically touch it to set it off. Now I'm gonna set this over here behind me. So if it goes off, you will see it. Now you can see it's kind of on a timer. So once you set it off, it goes for a specific amount of time, which is only a few seconds, and then it shuts off. Now I had it set up just a little bit ago while I was getting ready for this video, and it went off. So we've had a lot of activity in this house, especially with the cat balls, which I'll talk about later, but right now I'm gonna get into the shave. So like it did at the previous mansion, I'm using some of my old vintage gear as trigger objects because this mansion that I'm in right now, the Beatty Mansion, was built in 1854. So a lot of people have lived in this over the years, and lots of them would have been using the traditional shaving equipment that we now consider vintage, but at the time was just the modern stuff that they were using. At one point in time, this was like a sanitarium, mental institution. So for that reason, I am using my Gillette Psycho. There is already a blade in it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just open this up just for effect and kind of act like I'm putting the blade back in there just to see it being used in case, you know, anybody who might have used to live here actually had to use one of these. So we got the blade in there. We're gonna put this back together. You have to use the key to screw that in and tighten down the head. Once the key is out, this can't open. There's no way to turn it. There's no way to open this. So this is now safe to give to a patient. They cannot remove the blade to harm themselves or others. I'm also going to use some traditional old school tools. My Old Spice mug like I used yesterday, my Ever Ready Rocket that I used. I am doing a different soap today. I'm just using an old puck of Williams shave soap, one of my favorites. So we're gonna go ahead and start lathering this up. I just like loading it straight from my hand. And I'm going to splash a little bit of water on my face. As with the shave from yesterday, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have not done any kind of pre-shave. Usually I would take a shower, which will soften up my face, soften up the whiskers, and I've not done that, so probably not going to be a super good shave because my pre-shave is super lacking. We're going to go ahead anyways and just do the shave for effect. Not going for a stellar shave, not going for a baby butt smooth shave as we sometimes do, but we're still going to have a cool shave anyways. So I've loaded that up. I'm going to put the brush and any lather that I've built up on my hand here into the mug. Now normally, as you know, I am a face latherer, but because we're kind of using these as a trigger object, you know, one of the things that you'd always hear when you're building up your lather in the mug is that clanging of the brush against the side of the mug. So we wanted to give that effect a try. See if we can draw anything out with that. Now, as I was saying, those cat toys, all you have to do is touch them and they go off. Now, it is apparently a very good tool for ghost hunting. As we've learned and experienced, spirits will play with those objects. And apparently it's very easy for them to touch them and set them off. I brought, in this house, there is supposedly a lot of spirits of children. So one of the trigger objects that I brought with me was a baby doll and a clown doll. So I would set up the baby in one part of the room, set up the clown in another part of the room, and I would put the cat toy in the lap of the dolls. And then we would ask questions and see if we could get any responses. And in one of the rooms, we were getting crazy responses. And they were very consistent throughout the session, where we would ask, you know, do you like playing with the doll? And the doll would, the cat toy in front of the doll would light up. And we'd ask, do you like playing with the clown? Nothing would light up. We would say, do you like playing with the doll or the clown? And the one in front of the doll would light up. The funny thing about them is, you know, you have to try to debunk these things, right? You don't just say, oh, it went off on its own, like, so that proves that there's a ghost there. No, we try to be scientific about it. We try to rule out any things that might be causing that.
1 minute, please.
Somebody's trying to use the restroom, so we're trying to hurry. You wanna go out and tell them? That we're gonna be like 5 more minutes. Sorry, this is the only restroom in the house, and someone's trying to use this, so I'm gonna try to finish this up. Anyways, you know, so you want to make sure that if you've got it setting on a table, that nobody bumped the table, nobody walked by it, causing any kind of vibration. So we've had these cat balls set up on tables, and you know, everybody in the room is just standing still, not moving. You're like, well, maybe somebody moved a little bit and rocked the floor, caused a vibration. One went off, and I let it go off, let it stop, and immediately went over there and walked by the table that it was on, kind of stomped on the ground a little bit, caused some vibration, still couldn't set it off myself. Adding vibration, couldn't do it. So we do make sure that anything is not falsely caused by us. One other interesting thing is when it does go off, like I said before, it's a very finite time that it runs before it shuts itself off, and it needs more motion. When we've got these things on the dolls and they're going off for extended periods of time. They're not shutting off when they're supposed to be. So something was actively playing with those. Now we did get it to finally play with the clown also, and got them both to light up. And at one point we had a lot of activity and had it playing with both of them, one back and forth. And you could kind of feel a little bit of energy in the room, whether you acknowledged it or not, or whether you noticed it or not. There was an energy in the room, and those balls were going crazy, back and forth, and all of a sudden they all just stopped, like done, nothing, and the air in the room changed. It literally felt empty. It went from the air feeling very heavy and full to having a very just drained, empty feeling. Really, really interesting to note that that happened right when all the activity with the cat balls stopped. So that was probably the coolest experience I had here tonight. We did have a few other things that some of the other guests that we had experienced, but that was probably the coolest thing that I saw. So I'm using some Florida water. This is the Peruvian version, which, you know, if you know anything about Florida water, it's kind of used in some psychic areas, some spiritual areas for various things. So just thought I'd grab that one. Just kind of hoping that something would be in here with me to light that cat ball up one more time, but it's looking like that's probably not going to happen. We're cleaning up a little bit so I can get out of the bathroom and allow somebody else to use this, but just want to do another quick shave from a haunted location and you know, see if we might possibly catch something on video, just in case, right? So I'm Spider and I'm signing off. Enjoy your shaves. Later. Bye. And I put it there because you can see it on here. So I'm going to talk about that, which I better do it now because it's happening.
Just don't make this go off.
Now go over there to the other side. Those young ladies over there would like to have you over there and touch that one.
I mean, that's stretching it,
When we were here the last time, we were sitting in this room and we had the spirit box going, and somebody asked what time it is, and the response came back, "It's showtime."
Yeah.
Just like that, too. It was
Practice.
clear as day.
It was funny as hell. It's like, okay, so you want to be on a show? Go ahead.
Well, they're so used to people coming.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
See, you knew, right?